Hello, welcome back to Helping Hand. Today here on Helping Hand, I'm going to show you I'm going to repaint my patio screen door. This is my door, it's white right now. I'm going to change the accessories on it as well. I'm going to change it to a black handle and I'm just going to get it prepped and I'm going to paint this trim black, just like I did my windows. Um, and the thing that you're going to need, I'm going to replace this lock. This is the lock I'm going with. It's a key lock. Pretty well just like the one that's on it. This running about 75 to 80 bucks. A little tape, if you need tape, for those who tape off. Then you get your pan, hold your paint. Exterior paint, just make sure for exterior, whatever color you want to go with. Paintbrush, couple different size rollers if you would like. We're gonna go ahead and get started. First, I'm gonna something to scuff up the paint with. I'm gonna scuff it up first, get it ready. Just wanna lightly sand it. If it's like paint or something on it, it'll take it off. You're just mainly preparing it for the new paint. If you got a little sheen or a shine on it, you wanna take something and kind of knock it down so the paint can stick. Some people use sanders and stuff like that, but little 100 grit sandpaper or sanding block. This is already it comes called coarse sanding block. And it's pretty rough. It's maybe about 120 grit. Mainly you want to take all the dirt and stuff that's maybe on there. It could be dirt, it could be silicone or stuff like that. You want to prep the surface pretty good. So when your paint go on, it sticks really good to it. You take your rag and kind of walked off the dust. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this handle on knob since I'm replacing it. Just a couple of screws here. Screws hold it together. Couple here. We should just come loose, like so. May have to get maybe an Allen screw in there. Back side, yes. There's an Allen screw there. There you go. Screws off the latch, like so. Down. I have to get an Allen wrench to take this other off. There we go. That's the Allen set. Take that off. All righty, now we got it disassembled. Pull that out. There we go. All righty, we got the lock out. Put a can of paint. Might tape this off. I may be able to get it without taping it off. We're gonna tape it off anyway. Yeah, some people tape off and some people don't. Yeah. That all depends on how steady your hand is. Some days mine is pretty steady and some days it's not. So we're gonna tape it off this time. Just take your tape, go down the side of it, cover up all the surface that you don't want paint to get on. I was telling you on one of my other videos, sometimes prepping takes longer than actually doing the job. Preparing, getting the material, prepping the, taping off and getting everything you need together. It actually takes longer to do that than actually to paint. But it makes a better job if you take your time. No need to rush. After all, you're saving money because you're not paying someone to come out to do it. You're actually doing it yourself, so you're saving some money. So no need to rush. And the more you do this, the better you will get. Yeah, this was a perfectly good door. I was like, there's no sense in replacing this door because the only thing it just needed, I just didn't like the color that it was, the fact that it was white, and I wanted to paint it. I wanted it to be a different color, so I decided I'll just paint it the color I want. I left my box knife in there, so I'm gonna have to go inside it, grab it real quick. But that won't take no time. Now, how have y'all's projects been coming along? I posted several videos, and I hope you guys are starting to believe in yourself that you can do a lot of these things that you see that I post yourself. Hope you're able to pick up some tips or learn something that you didn't know about one of my videos about doing home repairs. Hope it was a help to you. So after I got this taped off, I can go ahead and start my painting. Ready? This is ready to be painted, and it looks like it's getting ready to rain. We're gonna start anyway. It shouldn't take me long to roll some paint. Oh, wow. Here comes the rain. Well, I'm going to have to push pause on this video. The rain is coming. We'll finish it later. Okay, I'm back at you. Now that the rain stopped, I already got my surface taped off. I got it prepped. I have it lightly sanded. I'll remove my lock, as you can see, and I'm ready for paint. I usually put on 2 coats. First coat just to cover. And I usually do the edges first. And when I'm going from a drastic white, from a white to a black, it takes more coats. Depending on what color coverage, if you go from a light to a darker, usually take more coats of the color. And then they got all different types of paint where you can just put it on one coat, usually covers. It's got primer and paint mixed in it. It's got all kinds. But just make sure you have the right paint for the right application. And there's time I've seen people use interior paint for outside, and it'll work, but it just doesn't, it's not built to last. It'll last longer if you use the right type of paint for outside. A lot of people say they paint because it's they like painting because it's like therapy for them. They can just dream off while they're painting, or you know, some people it's like really soothing for them to paint. Which whatever works for you, you know, if it's therapeutic for you, do it. You know, and so it's gonna be you're gonna be killing 2 things: the cost of having someone do it, and also you're getting therapy. So that's one way to look at it. Some people use like a drop cloth and all that, but I've been painting for a while. I usually just take your time. You won't make a big mess. Most of the time you won't. I say that and I'll spill all my paint, but you just take your time. And just make sure you have your rag next to you just in case you go over on something, hit your glass or hit the wood, and you can just wipe it off. It usually come off. The main thing is not to let it dry. That's your first coat. I don't know if you can see that's the first coat. And we just mainly do a quick first coat, and once you're done with the first coat, by the time you get done with the first coat, you can start back over where you started at. Put the second coat on it, usually. Be pretty good. People use a Wagner sprayer or something like that, but I usually just roll it, paintbrush and roll it. It usually does pretty good. Sometimes by the time you hook up a sprayer and get it all ready, you can be done with the job by the time you get everything set up, So it is, whatever you prefer. Okay, that's the first coat. Let's go on in, get the second coat on real quick. And the better the brush is, the less streaks that you see. Like if you'll see paint streaks, but you can get a better brush that'll show less streaks when you paint. But this one does pretty good. Just always ask your local Home Depot, Lowe's. They usually give you a pretty good idea on what type of paint you need for what, how much you need. When you're going with certain colors, they can tell you what colors they can match your color, or tell you what good colors that you like to use for what, or whether you're going with satin or whether you're going with semi-gloss or whatever. They usually tell you, can get you lined out on what application. This is covered pretty good. I may have to do a third coat since we're going covering white. But we almost there. It's starting to cover pretty good. It also depends on what the weather is like too. How hot it is outside determines how quickly your paint's going to dry. So you have to keep that in mind too. Like when I started this video, it started to rain, but I'm still in the 80s. It started to rain. I was like, oh no, but you can paint. It just take a lot longer for it to dry when it's in colder temperatures. I have to let that dry a little bit. I then go with it one more time with one more coat. Sometimes it's 2 coats, 3 coats, depending on the color of the paint. It looks like I'm gonna have to do a 3rd one on this one. I'm gonna let it dry a little bit. In the meantime, I can do the jam. I'm gonna do one more coat. Just got some touch up to do. And we're pretty well done with this job. dry a little bit. As you can see, it's got a pretty good coat on it all the way. A few little small touch-ups, but I need to let it dry a little bit longer. Well, that's basically it. It's been painted. Once it's dry, I'll do a small touch-up coat on it for small areas. 2 coats, 3 coats, it all depends on the color you go with. I'll put my accessories on, and then I'll go ahead and do it on the inside. That's basically how you paint, how you save. These screen doors probably cost you about $350. A gallon of paint costs you about $29. Couple of rollers, maybe another 12. For about $50 you can get paint, and you can paint your door or your window or whatever and save you some money. This is just one of the projects I had to do. I just thank you guys for watching. I thank you for sharing. Continue to share my videos. Please leave a comment. I'll see you next time. You can follow me at Helping Hand OKC. That's Helping Hand OKC. Helping Hand OKC. Thank you and goodbye.